Hey everyone, Cadaver Kelly here to wish you a happy new year. It is now 2020. We have entered a new decade. It has been a century since the start of the roaring 20s of the 20th century, and hopefully we're moving into the gothy 20s of the 21st. I certainly think it seems so. Goth and post-punk are on the rise. The scene is in the best place I've experienced in my lifetime so far. Lots to look forward to coming up this year. As a special New Year edition video, I thought it would be cool to go over my 2019 in review for goth stuff. 2019, as all years, started with January. January was not a very active month for me in 2019, both from a social media and events perspective. I had not yet started my YouTube channel. I did go to the club once in January of last year. I went to Second Skin, which is a local night that plays post-punk, death rock, goth, synth pop, and wave music. That's one of my favorite nights around here because I love all the genres of music they play there. We have a lot of other really great events in the area though, so the Pittsburgh scene overall is really great. On to February of 2019. This was the month. I uploaded my first video to YouTube on February 8th of 2019, so it's pretty wild to think about, but my channel is not even a year old yet. On February 15th, I went to a post-punk show. Spear of Destiny was headlining. Spear of Destiny is the current project of Kirk Brandon from Theater of Hate. Other bands that performed at that show were Royal Honey and a local act called Love Dumpster. On February 17th, I saw Gang of Four in concert. The opening act for that show was a local band called the Go-To-Beds, who were really entertaining. After that, nothing too noteworthy until May of 2019. On May 1st, we went to see Actors, Bootblacks, and Panic Priest. It was such a good show. I try to see all of those acts any chance I get, and I would highly recommend seeing them. I had previously seen Actors and Bootblacks live in 2018, and this was the first time I got to see Panic Priest, who puts on a very impressive performance. This is also the month I uploaded my video titled Posers, Elitists, and Goths, which is the piece of content I am probably most proud of so far because I spent at least 40 hours making it. Towards the end of July of 2019, I was a guest on Cemetery Confessions, which was a really big honor for me as it's my favorite talk podcast. I would highly recommend checking it out if you aren't already a listener. Thank you to the Count and Trey for having me on. In August of 2019, we went to Skullfest, which is an annual underground music festival here in Pittsburgh, which includes a few goth-friendly shows. We got to see Rick Agnew, Institute, False Figure, Blue Anxiety, and The Ire. So that was a really great show, and there was a massive turnout for the event. In September, I had the chance to bring Skullgirdle R.I.P. and Radically Dark onto my channel to have a very interesting, long-form discussion on generational differences in the goth scene. Big thank you to both of them for coming on. I really appreciate both of them and their channels, so please check them out. October of 2019, my favorite month of the year, was absolutely incredible. We started out October by flying down to Tampa, Florida for Absolution Fest. That was an absolutely amazing experience, and I documented it in 2 separate vlogs, which I will link in the description. We got to see so many of our friends, make lots of new friends, see a lot of incredible bands, and just have the time of our lives. When we got back from Tampa, we went to see a darkwave show here in Pittsburgh. Diaval Strain from Chile was headlining. Jesus Crisis, who are local to Pittsburgh, were playing. And Doors in the Labyrinth, who is another Pittsburgh act, was also playing. Then later in the month, we went to Danse Macabre, which was a Halloween party organized by DJ Kelly A of Night Sky Productions. The Long Lost, Caroline Blind, and Angel Metro all played live performances, and DJ Callisto of Pittsburgh, who took care of the music for the dance portion of the night. All of this was documented in my October vlog. November was also great. We went to the Pittsburgh Fall Freaky Fair, which is a vendor market organized by DJ Callisto. We went to Second Skin, which is the club night I mentioned for January, and we went to see Clan of Zymox live in concert. Bellwether Syndicate also played that show, and it was just an incredible night. I got to meet Scary Lady Sarah and William Faith of Bellwether Syndicate, who are both so friendly and wonderful. In December, we went to a show hosted by Play Alone Records. It was Skeleton Hands, Bring Her, and Kai Voss. Really great performances from all the bands that played that night. We also went to Moving Shadows, a Dark Solstice celebration. This was another great party put on by DJ Kelly A of Night Sky Productions. The bands that played were Doors in the Labyrinth, Ships in the Night, Seeming, and Noir. So that was my year in review. 2019 was a wild ride, and I'm looking forward to what the future has in store. If you aren't already following me on Instagram, my handle is @CadaverKelly. I post stories with 15-second clips for most of the concerts and clubs I go to. I'm not that person who records an entire concert or even a whole song. I just get enough to give you a small taste, so hopefully you go check out some of these artists. So please enjoy this compilation of shows I went to in 2019.